Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned in to my Bad Girls Club Season 17, Episode 7 recap. I thought that was pretty cool. Guys, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. Share this video wherever you like to share videos. And don't forget to give it that good old thumbs up. Alright, so now Francesca, she was still emotional about her fight from last week. She was still feeling some type of way about it. Like, she would not stop talking about it throughout this whole entire episode. I was just like, girl, like, alright, it's over. If you want to do something, do it. If not, then just stop talking about it. You know, I hate when people like keep on beating something in the head. Like, just either you want to do something or you're not. Don't talk about it every minute. So now Deshayla, she's starting to feel like Keyaiira is being too motherly towards her. She's not letting her live. And she's not really allowed, or she's not really able to feel like she has a voice because Keyaiira is so kind of like overpowering. I mean, I kind of understand how she feels in a way, because I remember when I was younger, and this is when I was much younger, I used to have a lot of friends. Well, at certain points in my life, because certain points I was like, I used to hang out with nerdy people, so I was like the crazy friend. But there were other points later on where I was kind of more the reserved one, and there were some of my other friends that they were like just real boisterous, outgoing. They were the ones that would talk to everybody, and everybody would just kind of think of me as that person's friend, not as an individual, because I used to always be around that person or those people. So, you know, it definitely kind of makes you not really feel like you have to speak up, because that person's always talking. So it's like, damn, what do I need to say if they always going to talk, if they always think they're right for everything? And I feel like that's the kind of relationship they have right now. So she does tell her to kind of speak up. She did tell her that a few times. And Seven kind of told her the same thing. Later on, Seven even told her, like, you know, you gotta kind of do better, because right now you're not really, and the other chick, Keyairra, told her the same thing. Like, you're not really taking this opportunity and really using it to your full advantage. She's like, but what y'all want me to do? Y'all want me to be crazy and just fighting people all the time? That's not me. I'm just like a real chill type of person. But they're like, you're not using this opportunity to its full advantage. And that's true, because at the end of the day, half of these people that came on Bad Girls Club, especially the ones back in the days before they had branding and all this stuff that they're doing now, a lot of these people is just, they came on the show, they ruined their reputation, and a lot of people don't forgot about them. You know, it's just like, you did that, you made yourself look bad, and for what? For nothing, because look at you now. Like, you're kind of a forgotten person, and you did all that for nothing, and it's always going to be archived out there. You know, if somebody look up the Bad Girl Club, or they put your name out there, unless you use a real official fake name, like, that's always going to be connected to you. So, they just kind of tell her that, and she even said, like, I know you feel like, because Keyaiira's so out there, like, pretty much the same thing I was saying, you feel like you don't matter, you don't have to talk, but you still need to do what you gotta do. You still need to speak up for yourself. So, alright, we get through that, and then they all end up going to this thing called the escape room, which it seems pretty cool. Actually, they have it here in New York, and I was thinking about going at one point, but I don't know if it's a good idea, because I have, like, I'm real pretty claustrophobic. I don't like being in tight spots. I did a haunted house before, and there was one part where I had to go through this little whole thing, and I was getting, like, anxiety. My boyfriend was even like, girl, like, I know, he didn't say girl, but he was like, he was like, I know you're probably gonna feel a little funny about this. He was like, just do it real quick. So, you know, I was kind of prepared for it, and I just went through, like, super fast. But to be in closed situations is just not a good look. It's not a good feel. And they all, like, kind of worked together to get out of there, and they did a good job. It's funny how, like, when they got out and you look around, it just kind of looked like they just came out of a motel or something, like, just by the way the building was configured or constructed. So the West Coast girls, which was Brianna, Keyaiira, and Samore, they go out to eat. Samore invites that old dude from I think he was in the last episode or the one before that, and he's the one they call Zaddy, the sugar daddy. I don't call him by, he's Zaddy. You know, it's like Zaddy. I mean, it's cute and everything, but ew. Yeah. So he was the one who, like, paid for everything. Then once again, Keyaiira, as usual, like she's the type of chick that I wouldn't really want to hang out with, just because she always brings the vibes down. She always has that negative vibe, the negative attitude, and I'm not the one for it. So yeah, she starts getting upset because she said that she had to pay the tip because he ain't paid a tip. So if it was such a big deal, like why you didn't mention it if there was supposed to be a 10% tip? Maybe he didn't even realize, or maybe he is kind of cheap, doesn't like to pay people extra. Maybe the service wasn't that good. Like, was it required that you had to pay the tip, or what? You know, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I'm just getting into a habit now, lately, of like doing tips, and I'm still not the type to be giving no tips unless it's mandatory, especially if you give me bad service. Like now I'm more into the habit of giving tips, like I was saying, but I just want to clarify because I said it kind of weird. But if you give me bad service, like unless it's mandatory, I'm not doing it. That's just it. Unless it's included in the bill, you're not getting anything from me. And that's just it. Like, you know your job, so you need to do it and do it well. Like that's what you're supposed to do, you know. So anyways, this place was also known for champagne showers, but none of the girls really want to do it except Samore, who's down for whatever. So she gets a little nasty champagne shower. I'm like, ew. I can't do nothing like that because I don't like being sticky. I don't like being dirty. And especially, I can't just run into the shower right away. Nah, bro, we ain't doing that. She said it was kind of yucky because it was getting all of her face, her hair was sticky, and it wasn't even going into her mouth. So... pause. So yeah, she wasn't really feeling it either. So then the dude, he sees that Keyaiira was upset after dinner and everything. I mean, he just paid $200 something, but he sees that she was upset, and he's like, yo, I'll buy you a bottle of Patron. But he couldn't find it initially. They all went back to the house. He's still looking for it, and Keyaiira, she's getting all upset, talking about, oh, it's either I'm gonna get my bottle or y'all gonna fight me. I'm gonna fight somebody because I had to pay extra. Y'all, I'm gonna feel like I've been got by somebody, so we gonna have to do this. Like, what are you even talking about? You mad? Like, nobody, did you volunteer? Did somebody beg you to pay it? Like, from the way it sounded like she just took it upon herself to pay the tab. So if you take it upon yourself, don't complain, don't be mad, and don't argue and curse and talk about you gonna fight somebody just because you had to pay the bill. Like, if anything, ask them to give you the money back. But yeah, he said he was getting a bottle of Patron, but he took a while to get it. He went to like a whole bunch of stores. But finally he came through with the bottle, so then she was happy again. It was all good. Yo, tell me why I'm this dirty little chick. Like, I'm sorry, but... ew? I mean, just because somebody pays for your food doesn't mean that you have to give them the goods. And that's exactly what she did. First she was talking about she was horny, so she let him eat her out. But then, like, it went even further, and they all see her riding him, and she's like, I guess her vibe wasn't like, her vibe was killed or whatever, because she knew everybody was watching her, plus the camera crew's watching her. It's just like a real awkward and weird situation. Like, you're pretty much a porn star. I mean, that's just how it is. You just didn't show everything. I mean, you might as well be a porn star. You probably get paid more if you're willing to do it on camera. And so she was like, she can't believe she did that. Oh my gosh, like that was the last person she would have wanted to hook up with. But at the end of the day, you did. Like, mad thirsty for some D, and you got what you wanted. I tell ya. Anyway, so now Brianna, she was acting mad super duper punk when Keyaiira was going off talking about she was going to fight everybody. She was all like, oh no, Keyaiira, stop acting like that. She was like, she was just like being super passive, and I'm like, what happened to the turn up girl? Like, you was just acting mad extra the other day with Francesca. It's like people, I feel like her and Keyaiira, they pick and choose who they want to fight. Well, Keyaiira, I kind of feel more so like she just goes off on everybody, really. But I'm starting to feel now like Brianna's kind of one of those people that pick and choose who they want to fight with based upon who they feel like they will win. So she felt like Francesca was definitely an easy target. She probably knew about her upbringing. She wasn't raised like that. She was not from the streets. She had a good upbringing, probably raised in money or whatever. So she's not about that. So she's like, okay, she'll be the easiest target. Another person that probably be an easy target is probably Sayora. And then Kiana, even though Kiana could talk, but she can't fight. Like, she got no skills with the hands, you know? Like, we ain't see her do nothing amazing yet. Um, so yeah, so anyways, following that, Deshayla, she goes out with Keyairra and Seven, and she does seem a little like extra, like she seemed like she did change. She was like jumping up and just being extra, like I don't know, it's just weird. Like it's almost like they told her be you, and she tried to find who you is, and she tried to find a more funner version of herself. Like I just feel like she don't really know who she really is, because maybe she always tries to please other people. That's the vibe I was getting from her just by looking at the way she acts, the way she like listens to what people say so much, even by the way she was moving with her girlfriend. Like all these things kind of show me that she kind of lives for other people, and she probably don't even really know who she is or how she really likes to be. You know, like, do she really like to be chill mode all the time, or do she want to be this outgoing, fun person? So they at the food spot or whatever, and these two dudes come up, and they was twins. So they was talking to Seven and Deshayla mostly. They wasn't really feeling Keyaiira, especially the cuter twin. He was talking to Deshayla, so it seemed like Keyaiira started to feel some type of way. She like, oh, you flirting with him? Like she says it all loud in front of the dude, like, oh, you flirting with him? I thought you liked girls. And she's like, oh, this is real crazy. Like, just being super extra. Like, if you really wanted to talk to her, you could have pulled her to the side and said what you had to say. And Deshayla's just like, she don't understand. Like, you tell me to be myself, to talk up and this and that. And once I do, it's a problem. But Seven seemed like she was kind of listening to her, but not really interested in what she was saying. Like, did y'all notice she was sitting there, like... But she just seemed like she didn't want to, like, really agree with her, because she's more so friends with the other girl, with Keyaiira. And then when they all go outside, Keyaiira's just like, oh, you could be like that with other people, but you don't need to be like that with us, because we're your girls. And she's like, yeah, you're right. And I'm just like, see, this is exactly the kind of stuff that I'm talking about with. It's like she's just living to please other people. She's so scared of losing people that she feels is her friends that she's just not really being happy herself, from what it seemed like. So Keyaiira and all of them, they put the battery in Francesca's back and talked to her and said, oh, that the only reason why Brianna was really acting, because once again Francesca had got upset when she seen that Brianna was being so nice to Keyaiira, when Keyaiira was talking about she wanted to fight. She's like, oh, but when that was me, it was a problem. She fought me. She punched me in my face. And then, like later on, after following this, they put the battery in her back and says, oh, you know, she only did that because she was mad at Sayora, because Sayora was talking to the guy that she was feeling or whatever. And now she's like, oh, word? Like, you know, she's getting this in her head, and she's like, that's messed up. So once again, she confronts Francesca, but she doesn't really fight Francesca. She doesn't really fight Brianna. She just tells Brianna, like, oh, if you want to do something, let's go ahead, let's do it. And Keyaiira gets upset because I guess she wanted to see a fight. She thought they would have fought instantly, or Francesca would have hit her. Francesca's just like, nah, if she's going to fight me, she's going to hit me. And she's like, but how you going to go to somebody, like, talking mad junk, and then you're not even going to hit them first? Like, this is stupid. It doesn't make sense. I mean, Keyaiira, I just feel once again she was getting too hyped. It wasn't really her situation. She was trying to make it a situation because she feeling some type of way about Brianna, and she want to see Brianna in another fight. And did y'all notice that Brianna is like 3 skin colors lighter than the makeup that she uses? I was looking at her wiping off her makeup. I'm like, wait, she's super reddish tan, like a reddish color, red whitish color, and then her makeup makes her look like she has a tan. I was like, yo, that is false advertisement. Like, yo, like, for real. And they be talking about how black people want to be lighter, but you see her color, it looked like it got darker than the color that she actually is. That was so weird. So yeah, following that, like, while that's happening, Keyaiira, she goes to the confessional with Deshayla. She's talking about the whole situation. Deshayla's just shaking her head, like. And I'm like, yeah, there she go again, being a hype man or some yes man or something like that. Like, what you doing? Like, why you even in there? You don't even got nothing to really say. All you doing is sitting there with her trying to get some camera time. Like, you look mad stupid right now. Like, and I know I don't know if that was me. I would feel like disappointed in myself that I look like that on camera that throughout that whole time. Like, just like I was some sick little puppy, like walking around following somebody, you know? Like, you gotta make a name for yourself when you get opportunities like this. And that's kind of like what they was telling her. It's like they want her to shine, but they don't want you to shine too much. And that's the thing about a lot of situations with friends, with people that's in the same industry with you. They want you to do well. They just don't want you to do better than them. Like, once you start showing up and showing out more than them, it's like, wait, whoa there, that's a problem. Like, who are you? You know? And that's how I feel like they kind of like, they uplift him, but they don't want to lift her up too much. Like, once she start getting above and beyond, it's like, wait, come back down, bro. You're doing too much. I mean, she kind of was doing a lot, but, I mean, if that's what she needs to do to kind of get out of her sad state and her yes man state, then let her do what she got to do, you know? So, yeah, she was in the confessional. She was talking crap. And then Keyaiira comes in and she's just like, nah. Like, you know, she starts arguing with her. Like, I wasn't going to let that happen. I wasn't going to let them fight. They don't need to fight. And then they start arguing. Meanwhile, the other two is arguing still. And they all pretty much had fights. Keyaiira and Keyaiira was fighting in the confessional, and then the next two is in the other room fighting. They finally, I don't even know who hit each other, who hit who first, but they finally started fighting. So, you know, security guards like split up everywhere trying to like stop these fights from going down. It was crazy, but that's pretty much where they left off. Of course, the cliffhanger, so we can see what happens next week. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought about this episode down below. Thanks for watching. Pretty quick episode. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.